Hey, what's up? In this series I'm going to show you how you can take this normal toaster model in Blender and turn it into a robot. We're going to do the modeling, the rigging and the animation, everything complete in this series. Okay, time to make the second arm, catch the second arm, the second toast, and then throw it to the first arm. At least that's the idea. And I'm gonna do things quick and dirty, meaning I'm not even gonna cut inside this toast because I'm gonna have the animation from here. So as long as I don't go like all the way like that, but I can stay on this side. I'm not even gonna see this, but of course I'm gonna see the arm coming out. So first things first, let's make sure that the arm is in its own collection, which I hope so. Let me disable robot arm. Yeah, totally not. Okay, so I think this one is, so I just select the objects and then move them to the robot arm. Okay, now with all of those selected, I can also just go in here and say duplicate collection. And now I have this robot arm 2, right? And I can choose this armature and say GX, move it here. It's moving wickedly because it's still trying to get to this original toast, right? Of course, we're going to change that in a moment. First things first, I think it would be easiest if I just scale it on the X by X minus 1 and GX, move it here. So it's now coming out of here. Let's see how that animation will play out and whoops. Oh yeah, this is where we drop it, then it goes back to the original. Okay, it's looking good. Go in here, GX, move it in a bit, something like this. And this animation got copied, right? Which is pretty nice. So let's call this arm left, catch toast. Always make it protect the user with animation because it takes so much freaking work. We don't accidentally want to lose it. And now we have this arm coming out. And let's see. Oh, something went wrong here. Let's see, this should not be happening, and let's take a look why that is happening. So this arm is rotated out. That seems to be the only thing. Yeah, I think I know. Okay, I know what happened. Before, when I applied the pose, I made a keyframe, but I don't have a keyframe that rotates it. Whoops. Let's go here. Individual origin. Rotate this back. I think Z 0. Oh, we can actually go Alt R. Whoops. No, it doesn't do that. Let's go here. Alt R. Alt R. Okay. Well, it says that's the start rotation. Okay. And I just inserted keyframe rotation, but that should be by default now. Okay, now we are going out. Up and catch the toast. We're actually kind of competing for the toast now, kind of fighting over it. Obviously the second one. So first let's fix this arm too, right? Select this one, frame 1, and I'll go here Alt R, and recording is on, so that should have done the trick. Okay. Now they're both coming out. And I think this is where we obviously have to deviate. So first of all, let's see why this toast jump doesn't have any animation, because that should exist. Hopefully I have that somewhere in here. Toast to jump. Let's take a look at that. Oh, thank goodness. And I'm gonna turn off recording because I want to go in Alt R, clear the rotation, but it doesn't have keyframes for the other rotations. As you can see, it doesn't have keyframes for the position really. just the Z position. So let's put that in here. And then it should work. Oh yeah, jumps way sooner. Okay. I'm gonna insert location and rotation because I know in the end I'm gonna grab this thing, right, and I wanna move this. And just to make sure, I think somewhere here we're gonna catch it. So for now, let's also go I, location and rotation. And maybe call this toast to catch. Okay, and protected user. The other one was also protect one. Okay, cool. And here, maybe like this. Let's see where the other toast is catching it. And I'm gonna move this out, of course. So G. Wait. Let's start where it jumps up. So G. And is the toast coming? I don't even know. Other one jumps at. Let's see. Looks like, okay, so 121 is the frame where we start jumping. So let's go here. 122. Oh, this one gets caught at 136. And let's catch this one at 148. So we don't need that at all. Let's delete it. Whoa, sorry. Oh, let's do it this way. Let's go I, insert all channels. So we have this keyframe marked. Delete those. And now it's gonna catch that. Now this one also needs a toast grab, right? So let's turn. Oh, auto recording is turned off. Good thing. So I'm gonna go Alt R just for the positioning of the toast grab. Let's see where the toast grab is. We have toast grab 1. And I'm gonna move that somewhere here. And okay, it's rotated based on the original toast. Let's go Alt P, clear parent, and I don't want to keep the transform, right? I want to start all over from scratch. Don't want to have this rotated weirdly. So move this here, GX. Oh yeah, this one is already following it. Come on. Nah, select it here. Toast grab. Select. Oh, so select the toast grab. Shift select toast. And then Control S, selection to active. And let's select it one more time here. And then GX without a bit. Let's see how far are we off here. Kind of like this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna select shift select this one and go Control P, parent to object. And this is working nicely with the one difference where the arm just can't get that high. That's the difference here. So let's see when we go down. And I want to catch at 148, right? So let's delay all of this a bit. Let's see where the catching stuff is already kicking in. Nothing all the way here. Maybe move this. So I think that's our catching frame. So this has to be at 148. So let's select. Ugh. Oh, we can delete all of that crap. So that's positioning the toast and stuff. But yeah, let's do that later. So for now, I'm going to select all. Shift this, and I think here we're already starting. Let me select this keyframe, and then I go move this. And I want this to be at 148. And let's see. Yep. That cuts right through. Okay, let's figure out why that is happening. For one, the toast grab maybe should be further out. GX. And oh, that was it. It's nice when things work. One tiny adjustment. Okay, so now we have coming out. There's synchronized. This one catches that toast. It's not really that fast. Let's see. And we have to move the toast a bit faster. Yeah. Let's see the catch. And that's a nice thing, right? We can just moving the toast faster means we're moving all of this faster too, so we don't have to worry too much. That catch, maybe it should be slower here, but yeah. For some reason I didn't think the first toast was that slow. Yeah, the second one. Let's go into the graph editor, it's better to see the timing. So we have the Z here. They're moving up. Why is it slower? It just goes higher and slows down. Let's see, I'm gonna move this bit here. And okay, so now 148 is no longer the catching frame, but yeah. Let's have this one, let's see. Just looking at the jump. Yeah, that looks, I think that looks better. And I should move this keyframe too, so GX, that's the rotation, so it stops rotating. Of course, now our new catching frame is 143. Okay, let's go in here. You do that in the action editor. So G, move this 143. Okay. This one catches here, this one there. I think it could be closer. We can do that, I think, with the influence. Right, just move the target of the IK already a bit towards the toast. I'm gonna go here, only show selected. That makes things so much easier. Bone constraints, so it's 0. Okay, it's starting already. Here it is 0. But we could maybe... Let's move the influence a bit here, so like 120, it's still at 0. And then you can say this frame should be 008, but you know, something like this. And then of course, oh, I don't have recording turned on. Okay, something like this, and then, yeah, I think that's good. And now let's take a look at the rotation. It's rotating. It's making this ugly jump. So let's check the frame where it catches, where the rotation is, and it's here, right? And we are rotating here, so it would actually be better. Let's see where we have the rotation in here. So RYY. If we're coming in from here, so now we have to rotate like this. Okay, here I got a bit confused. So we are rotating positive, but we actually have to rotate in the negative, right? So we want to be a lot more positive here. So RYY, and turn this up, something like this. Let's see how that looks. So now we are rotating this with this thing, and yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. So positive, that worked out. Let's take a quick look at this entire thing. Okay, it comes out. And then here, toast is ready. Snap it. I think that catching looks pretty cool. Snapping it. It might look even better. And I know that's the polishing that I'm so hard trying not to do, but I can't. Before I forget it. That's how I'm gonna justify polishing now. I think would look cool if it doesn't just freeze here, but it goes like a little bit like GX. Or maybe not on this frame, so it gets caught. And then maybe 2 frames GX. Looks like this. And I should have made the keyframe before, and I keep forgetting that. So location and rotation. And here I'm gonna go GX, move it a bit. So now it should catch it. What on earth is going on here? Control G, X location. Oh, there's a keyframe here. So it actually does that and thinks it should go back on 148. I don't want that. Just leave that. Okay, so catches it. Why is it going down? It seems to be the Z location. Same here, but no, it's holding it. Go tab. Let's take a look at the Z location. What the hell? That probably happened when, you know, moving stuff around. That should be locked in here. We don't need that keyframe. Simple as that. Because if we delete it, okay, so now catches it. Okay, I think this might look a bit more dynamic. And we should do the same here. Let's see if we got the same trouble here. So catch it. Location and rotation. And just override it a tiny bit here. G, Z. And maybe GX a bit more. Okay, so catches it. And then it moves it back. Yeah, I think that made it a bit more dynamic. So let's see. Yeah, nice. This one drops it down. And then the other one, that's going to be the cool part, is going to throw it. Let's try that, and then I might cry a little bit because, you know, it doesn't work that easy. I tried to do it with rigid body, and of course it's possible to like keyframe it and then throw it or something, and then I have the physics kick in. But it's really hard to fine tune because like there's 2 frames that you're having to give it your initial force. They have to be so exact, so I think it might not be the worst idea. And I have no idea why we have keyframes on 148. Just gonna leave them, hope for the best. Yes, nice. And I kind of want the same speed of movement, shouldn't be too fast, so let's just rotate a bit. G, C, and then GX. And then, this might actually take longer then. Right, so catches it. And it waits while this one drops it. And of course the dropping should be a bit faster. Let me play this and then see. Yeah, that doesn't have to be so slow. Because then we can, let's see, all keyframes. Let's see which one. Oh yeah, the toast is driving it. that's it. So we are here. This is still good speed, and we can just get to frame. Let's move them all by gx minus 30. That's too fast. Gx minus 20. And then of course we have to move the frames of this one. Everything here. Gx minus 20. Let me turn on the screencast keys. And then that should hopefully be a bit faster, so it catches it, puts it on here, drops it, and yeah. So then it can already, whoa, what is, oh, this one still has keyframes. Oh, this one's still copying like that part. Let's just do the throwing, and then this robot, it just has to. So let's see at frame 190, and I think the catching would be cool if it's fast. Let's aim at frame 200 maybe. So that means that this toast, don't need any of those keyframes here. Just delete those. Yeah, looking good. So catch it. Let's just make sure nothing got messed up here. Yeah, it's still looking like it's working. So it catches the toast, moves over here. So this is all driven by the toast, right? And then maybe here moves it. Let's just work with that keyframe so we have smooth motion. This could maybe frame 170 and then 180. Actually going to throw this thing. Rotate like that. Let's see. Catch it. Throw it. I could even be faster. So G. Throws it, and then this is of course the moment where we let go. Like right to the all the influence stuff. Save that. So let's just say frame 175, the throw happens. And it could actually move a bit more. So let's do it 180. And instead, whoops, go frame 180 and just move it more. G, C maybe even. Rotate this. So yeah, it's gonna throw that. And I think one cool thing we can do here is if we go into the graph editor, right, and the extrapolation by default is just flat, whatever the last keyframe is. I think Shift E, we're gonna say linear extrapolation. That looks nice. So 1 frame 80, so just gonna do that. The cool thing is we already have the rotation stuff. Now the only thing that's really gonna change should be the Z location, because, you know, gravity. Let's just say it throws, and maybe at frame 190, let's add a keyframe. Selected channels is enough. And then so 180 it goes up, and 200 it should be, that is really far already. G, C, down. Okay. So let's see. I think that looks like a good throw. Maybe we should even throw this higher. Yeah, I think that's gonna look funnier. Okay, so all the way back. So what we need are those two keyframes, right? So this one, Z, have this down more. And I want to have a rotation because my arm looks cool when it rotates. So catching the toes, moving it here, and then not even that much on the X. So it's just GX, let's throw it. We still have the extrapolation. It's gonna allow all of those nice things. So at 180 we are throwing. Let's add a keyframe here, Z location. Oops, not you, but I select the channels. So we can actually go down, right? Kinda like that, and then I think at 190, let's add another one, select the channels and GY in this case, because I'm on the graph editor here. Oh, that's gonna look ugly, man. Change this to we, G, and this one, of course, not like that. So throw means, you know, it's gonna get slowed down. And then here, B, let's make this 3. It's gonna get faster. And yeah, I think it should actually go down quicker. Oh, we can just move that out a bit. Both. GX, maybe 2 frames. See how that looks. It's throwing it on its head. And maybe we can already let go here, something. Up. You let go. Sup. Toast still flies. Yeah, I think it should peak before GX. It's not that heavy. Yeah, maybe like this. So we have 5 frames going up, and then let's just go in here and say G. 190, kind of the same height, so it makes sense. And this should be the same too. So it's like G. Make sure it actually goes down. G. Maybe make this accelerate a bit. Yeah. And oh yeah, here we don't need Shift E, so Shift E, constant extrapolation. Up, it's gonna get caught. It just keeps flying. And let's go down all the way, so GY even further. And we can move this out, so GX, GY. Wondering why. I'll say GX. Let's see where we are here. But it should not hit the toast, so GX. I think this frame works. But we should drop quicker. Wait, I clicked S, no, I meant G. So it's more like that. Up. Holy crap, the toast is about to land on the plate. Oh, I just had a great idea. What if the toast is about to land like next to the plate? And then this one grabs it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that means we have to figure out how to do that. So throw it. Up. So I'm gonna throw it a bit faster, right? Since I still have Shift E. Nice thing is if I go in here and I move GX, then the X curve gets steeper, and now it's throwing a lot more. Do I have an X keyframe? This sounds weird. No. Just kind of weird that it seems to stop. Let's look at from the front. Now the X, now it's just my Z not going down anymore. That's the only weird thing here. So Z, let's see. GC all the way down, and then GX, move this out, kind of like here. I think that can look okay. Maybe one frame higher, so it's like yeah, let's try if this one can catch the toast. Just gonna try this out. I'm gonna turn off recording. This is just the experiment. Let's go in here. Let's have our controls. So let's have this one, G, and then here I wanna have R. Yeah, totally. This one throws. And then at frame 201, this one's gonna catch it. So here I'm gonna go I, all channels, select those and go Shift E, constant extrapolation. So we kind of just start moving up. This is the one, maybe catch it. Then of course we can go like a little bit, have this one move. So to do that we need the grab on the other side, and I think the easiest way is just go like Shift E and then G, Y, Y on its own. So by default it's parented. Let's just try to wing the position. Looks good actually. And call this toast grab other side, other side. And now of course we have to turn this on and make this one. And I think the easiest is to simply duplicate the bone constraint, right? So this one, we're gonna go Control D. Why doesn't this work? Nope. Shift D, duplicate. Yeah. So that is the second one. First of all, of course, make sure that somewhere before here we have this keyframe. I'm just gonna maybe let's go in the action editor. But I just want to make sure that it's 0, so we're not at some point earlier trying to catch it. But I think we can just turn it on when we need it. So let's say 195. I'm gonna go in here and say just I. So now we have this one in 0. Add a keyframe here. Was not necessary. And we have to start moving back. So let's see, as soon as we drop it, what's that keyframe here? It's the grab control. Allegedly has a keyframe. Oh yeah, because we're opening this hook. Cool. I'm gonna select all and then, oh wait, don't have to select all, but let's go in here. Say I, all channels. Just and let's start moving that back, and I think, yeah, we can just do it with the IK, right? We have a keyframe here now, so let's 195. We should already be, let's see where we should be. So G, and yeah, we have to make sure to not be in the toast line of fire, and let's turn on recording. I have to move it again, just any way possible. Let's see if that means us we're ducking the toast. Yeah, I think. And now let's keyframe this one. Oh, copy rotation, we don't even. Let's make sure this is still at 0. So I insert this, and we don't even know what we have to grab. So toast grab other side. I changed that here. Yes. So toast grab other side. Let's see how that works with 1. Looks good. Okay. So at frame 200, our catching frame, we want to be at 1. And let's hope we're not cutting through stuff here, but first let's go in here. That's the one that's going to copy the location again here. Shift D, make the toast grab other side. I to insert at 0, and then at 200 should be 1. Okay, let's hope that nothing cuts through anything. Frame. Come on. Next frame, next frame. Nah, that finger is not looking good. Oh, it could. Ah, you know what? We can move the things. So they should be a little bit more closed. We can do that here, I think. Even after the dropping, right? At the here we've already dropped it. So let's go in here and say G. Copy that keyframe. So I think we have that keyframe here. Drop it, close it. And then of course we are cutting through this toast too much. But we can change that. By having the IK come more direct, I think. See what happens if I open the fingers. I can avoid this cutting through. Huh. No, it's hard, it's hard. And the IK can reach the toast when it's this low. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so we have to catch the toast higher up. Let's see, maybe frame. Let's check if we can catch it here. G, I'm just gonna make the influence 0 so I can move it. And yeah, that looks better. Maybe even 1 frame more. Let's see here. Oops, keyframe that crap again. We're gonna change that in yet anyway. So 1 more keyframe, 199. Can we do 199? We can do 199. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, 200, that was just... Or the 201 was 1, 2 frames. So at 199, let me check this one. It's gonna go in here, I, all channels. And then delete the other ones. So this way we start moving. Maybe I could move it on the X a bit faster. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna get toast, control tab, X location, and I'm just gonna go GY, make this all a bit faster. And you know what? That shouldn't even be that interpolation. And this should be pretty linear as well. You can even say V and then go for vector, so pointing pretty much at it. So grab it, throw it. No, sorry, the arm is throwing it. So this should start slow, but then it throws it. And here we are, let's see, why? I think we can easily go pretty can't. Okay, so let's see this, and then we go GY, move it down a bit. Let's move this to frame 200. GY, let's just have a bit of wiggle room. So here we can totally catch that. Okay, so grow it. Should have not moved one frame, but all the frames. Control tab and say Y. Okay, so 200 is our catch frame. We can still do that. Okay, but now we have the new frame and we know, okay, so that frame 200, time to catch it. So drop this one here, get ready. I think at 195, this is where we should start. We should start rotating towards it. Oh, we're already doing that. We're kind of doing everything I want. Nice, it's already. So throw it, drop it. Maybe it should be ready a little bit before. Let me select pose. So I think at 195 I started doing that. So we have this one here. Oh, it's even starting at 198. So let's move that. I'm gonna go only show selected. Select those two. So now we're already starting those frames. We're cutting through, but that's okay. Because we can do the fingers. And if I do the rotation, it shouldn't cut through. Let's see. Rotation goes from 195. Maybe even move that a bit. It's like 191. Let's see how that changes it. I think now if we do the fingers again, that's this thing. So here, maybe move them in even more. But it's technically cutting through. That frame doesn't exist, so it doesn't count. No, but let's go here, Shift D. Let's keep it at that. So now they are closed. Maybe even longer. Shift, or just G, move it. And frame 200 was the catch frame. Oh, so yeah, I guess 2 frames for catching. Goes up. And then 2 frames. And this is the catching part. Caught it. Maybe even want to move the toast grab other side. GYY. A little bit more here. Okay, so now we have this catch. No, we don't. Ah, because I didn't have recording turned on. God damn it. Let me select this one. Okay, so I didn't have recording turned on all the time. I need that button needs to be much bigger. It needs to be like this big. So in here I have. Oh yeah, now that's recorded. Okay, so we drop it. And I want to stay it closed a bit longer, so Shift D, and I like this. Why is it not doing that? That should be. It's closed. Now it's opening. And now there's 2 frames to catch it. So G, catch it. Let's grab the toast grab. GYY, move this in a bit more. Whoa. dangerous things happening, but I think this could be good enough here. So G, Y, and we caught it. So it needs to move all the way out, but that's looking good. So let's take a look. And of course here we can do the same with the have the toes move a little bit. Oh yeah. Let's see how much wiggle room we actually have. So give me a few more frames. And here I'm just gonna wing it something like this. No, we don't have it. Let's do this on the graph editor. So here, X location GY like this. So then we can I all channels, and obviously not like that. Oh, could it? Now let's just keep it. Okay, so it catches it frame 200, moves it a bit more. Right, so this frame should be GY. As I mentioned before, we don't have a lot of wiggle room here. So kind of like this is. Let's just move this one down. GY. Let's be at that frame GY. Okay, and then we go to frame 202 and we don't need to go up or anything. So let's just go here V 3. Oh, it's linear, so let's change those two. So T Bezier. Giving me the handles. Oh, that's why. Holy crap, that's and G. I think it should slow down, right? It should be like this. So we can actually go here, G. Okay, I just realized I'm operating between two frames, so that is not gonna make a lot of difference other than we jump this way and then this way. Just to have like a little bit of like bounce. So, oh wait, and it shouldn't slow, it shouldn't get faster. It should slow down. So GY, or like this. Maybe even more, so GY, oops. Come on. GY, go down, okay. So it gets slower, and let's take a look at that. P. And I'm just going to keep it at that. Now, of course, I could just do it over and over and, you know, fine tune it, but also call it a day. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So in here, let's go for the X location again. Maybe have this take a bit longer, the slowing down. So kind of like here. That could look more interesting. Catch it. And maybe even, let's see if we have a little bit of wiggle room. We have that much room. Of course, we can go slower here or lower. Let's see. Yeah, I think looks a bit better. So catches it. And then, of course, so let's go in here, Control Tab, Action Mode, I all channels. We need more keyframes. I'm starting to think there's no freaking way I'm gonna render this with cycles. Anyhow, let's just here. I want to go down as much as I can. Or maybe I should. Whoa! Ah, wait, I'm already out of range. Here. Okay, have to be careful. To find a position that my IK is capable of, such as this one. And let's see, GZ, how far can we go? Okay, let's continue with this, and here is a little annoying problem that honestly I have not been able yet to figure out. And that is when I have this toast, and you pay attention to the rotation here, as soon as I hit G without doing anything, the rotation gets added like 180 degrees. I don't know yet why that is happening, how I can avoid that. Might have something to do with like Blender trying to avoid gimbal lock. For some reason you have the solution, let me know. Because the weird thing is, it doesn't happen here, right? Here I can hit G, it doesn't do that. But as soon as I go in here, and I try to move it, and it does this weird flip. And that is really bad for the animation, because the animation then thinks, okay, I gotta do like a full 360, and obviously that sucks. So the best way around that I have found is animating with the graph, or moving the values here, right? So I can let it go here. Let's go in the action editor. So the toast was here, frame 224. That's when we start moving down. And let's see, I can go in here and then just, whoops, change the Z myself. And now this thing doesn't happen. So, you know, better than nothing, I guess. And let's see where it touches. Actually, yeah, well, that kind of worked. Let's use the auto keying, and didn't do that, so maybe I can't hit G. Okay, this. Alright, we got the key. Didn't insert the rotation. Let me do that. So rotation and rotation. Before I just placed the cursor here, so I have a bit of a pivot here, and then rotation. Ah, crap! I can't do that either, because as soon as I rotate, just that flip. Okay, so I have to do it manually. I don't need the X. Need a bit on the Y, bit on the Z, like this. And I can rotate it here as long as I go back, right? Like if I do like this, and like this, right now it's positive, and I'll let it go now. Now it's like doing this 360 flip. But if I rotate back in this area, right now we don't have the flip. So I can work with that, and yeah, it not feel good to work like that, definitely not. But you know, I can do about it, to be honest. And let's just stay in that range, and I think this works. And that should hold up. Let's take a look at the whole animation. Okay, coming out, getting ready. Catch it. Drop this one. Grab this. Maybe should stop the animation here. Okay. And okay, drop this way faster. Best way. Let's go here. Oh no, actually let's go in the graph editor, because by default it has this Bezier curve, right? And we want Z location. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, first let's move all of this much closer. So more like this. Yeah, that could work. Maybe even a tiny bit faster. Let's choose the Z location, this handle, free, and just, whoops, move it. Let's make this one free as well, so be free, so we don't rotate this. Just go in here, G, right, and just do something like that. G, just make sure it falls faster and not just slower in the end. And drop it. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, I want to polish this one a bit because I think it would look nicer if the arm kind of speeds up. So let's go in here. Where did that happen? Here did the catch happen. So maybe the arm should be, let's see, I'm gonna choose this. Yeah, I want this arm just to be a bit further away so it actually has like speed up to catch the toast, right? It looks a bit too strange at the moment. Let's go GX. Just make sure we're not cutting to anything, and GC. Maybe even GX. Let's try GZ, not getting the flip, looking good. Let's try that out. And I think I want to animate the influence a little bit slower, so just this catching, right? We added one. Yep, I'm already doing that. So few frames. This one here. Let's see, influence. That's the one. Yeah, we could move this a tiny bit. Maybe 3 frames. Cutting through here, sketching it. Let's look at it in real time. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better because it's has to be faster to catch it. Cutting through the toast here, we can avoid that. Here we have a keyframe. Here we have one. Maybe move this like that. Let's see if that worked. Technically, we're not cutting because that keyframe doesn't exist. Let's leave it at that. I don't think people can see that. Yeah, when it's this fast, just catch it, release it. And I think this one should not do all those things it does in the end. So let's go in here. Does this stop acting weird? Okay, let's do the other arm because it's definitely acting weird, right? It's still trying to follow the other toast. So what I'm going to do here is say, okay, 183, that's the frame where I want to let it go. So here first I'm going to go Control A, apply visual transform to pose, and then I hit I and insert location and rotation. So now if I let go of this influence, it has marked that keyframe. And so in 183 I still want it at 1, and then 184 it should be at 0. Right, keyframe, yes. Then I do the same with the rotation. So this one here, I'm gonna go Control A, visual transform to pose, I insert rotation. Here I want 0. Nope. Here I want 1, sorry. And next frame I want 0. And yeah, so it stops rotating with it. And now we can animate this. Well, to be honest, don't really have to do that much. Maybe stay a few frames here. That's the best I can think of right now. I'm gonna uncheck only selected, so I can go all keyframes here and just select those two. Yes, so Shift D, maybe a few frames. Okay, it's still following it. Let's see why it's doing that. So rotation is still doing it. Just that. I copied the wrong keyframe. Okay, so 184. That bone is at 0. That's the damn keyframe. Yeah, so let's just Shift D, move it to maybe 195, and let's do the same here, right? Duplicate this one. Whoops. Shift D 195. So it throws it. I think it should kind of. Let's go here. Since it's doing this arc, I think it might be better if it's like going down. So it's like, let's go here and say it's like it almost follows this a bit, right? And then here also keeps tiny bit. Whoa, I'm rotating on the cursor. No, origin. Same here. So throw it. Maybe let's do that faster, and then no need to actually stay there. So whoa, this thing. Maybe we can rotate even more towards that. Yeah, here we don't really have much wiggle room. And then on this frame, I think we can just start going back like G. Well, we don't need that on this frame, of course. So I think moving back here. And this should take a while. Maybe to 30. Okay, and maybe we can close the hook here. Let's get a keyframe here. Just I. Location is the only thing that matters, so we can go in here and maybe keep it open. If you go Shift D, so 220, and then close a bit faster. So what? It's this overlapping that I was talking about. And then just go G. Let's try not to flip it. We can always use this thing, but I think that's enough. So we have that here, right? To save. Last thing to do, and I think that would be kind of cool, is if those things actually go back inside. So let's do it for this arm first. No, wait, we have this one selected, so let's just go with this one. Goes in here, holds in, and let's do the same here. We're gonna go Control A, apply visual transform to pose, and then I insert rotation. So I want to turn off the IK, right? So we can just drive it back with our normal bones. So same here. I'm gonna go Control A, visual transform to pose, I rotation. And you know what? For this one, let's just go for the location as well. So in here to maybe already into. Let's go all the way here. So 240. How are the 239? I'm going to eat the IK because now in 240. So it works. Nice. Turning it off, and now Let's see how I did it in the start. I think quite quickly. I'm just gonna rotate. Just gonna use the, oops, not the Y, but the Z of this thing. Go down. I'm just gonna go Alt R. And here Alt R. Okay, we're going down. Swinging in. And here I'm gonna go GX. I could even go G, no, GX. Moving in. So this one's back in place. Let's just look through it, make sure it's not strange at any moment. Throwing it, going in, out, okay. From the start, coming out. Getting ready, catch it, throw it over. Nice. Okay, this looks kind of cool. And now for this one, where do we start? Here, so 280. First of all, let's go into object mode, and then we select this armature pose mode. Let me turn on screencast keys. So at 2:30, at 2:30 we can start going back. Okay, so I'm gonna key this one. I insert location, because now in C260 I want to be GZ, GX, going back. Maybe this one could go back a little bit differently, so but like this, and then the armor screen, right, so it's still here. I think we can do that all the way when we start. In this, I'm gonna go and go like G and close this. Don't flip it. Like this, okay. So closing it. And here we're gonna do the same. Select 1, 2, 3. Control A. Apply visual transform to pose. We need the rotations. And for this one, we probably need the location very soon as well. Let's just key it so we have it. And then here in frame 260 we can, oh it still has a bit copy location. Good thing that didn't matter, but here, right, let's key this one. So influence is 1, and here we can go to 0. And now we just do the same. Maybe at 280, let's rotate this one. Item Z, go like that. And we can also maybe clear Alt R, the rotation of this, right, so it goes back. So up, drop it, get ready to go back. And so from 280 to 300, I'm gonna go Alt R, and same here, Alt R. And then I think the going in should be a bit faster than the holding of the first part. But I think like this, maybe GX. And let's fine tune it, GX. For now, I think this is actually the animation. Wow. If you made it all the way until here, thank you very much. Hope you learned something. Hope it wasn't too confusing. I was, of course, a bit back and forth. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm trying to learn it, but I think there's also stuff I can already teach, right? And so I think this was a fun project to work with. Yeah, nice. yeah, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, all this. Thank you very much. Goodbye.